My wife and my sister haven't spoken in 2 years, and I just found out it's because of something I did. 2 years, 24 months, 104 family dinners where I've had to coordinate seating arrangements like I'm planning a military operation. If my sister is at the table, my wife needs to know which chair so she can sit on the opposite end. If my wife is in the kitchen, my sister needs an escape route that doesn't pass through the kitchen. I've been running logistics for a war I didn't even know I started. It used to be perfect. My wife Rachel and my sister Emma were inseparable. Brunch every Saturday, texting constantly. Inside jokes I wasn't part of. They had a nickname for me. I don't know what it was. I still don't. They'd look at me and laugh. I'd say, "What?" They'd say, "Nothing." It was clearly something. But they were happy and I was happy being confused. Then one day it stopped. Cold. No fight. No blow up. Just silence. Like someone flipped a switch. I asked Rachel, "What happened with you and Emma?" She said, "Ask your sister." The tone was calm, but the calm was loaded. Like a gun in a drawer. Technically at rest, but absolutely dangerous. I asked Emma, "What happened with you and Rachel?" She said, "Ask your wife." Same tone. Same loaded drawer. For 2 years I've been bouncing between these two women getting the same non-answer from different mouths. Every holiday, every birthday, every family event. I'm the UN between two countries that won't acknowledge the other exists. Thanksgiving was the breaking point. My mom had had enough. She's 64 years old and she said, "I'm not dying before those two make up." She's not dying. She has a cold. But she's dramatic and it worked. My mom invited both of them. Didn't tell either one the other was coming. Classic ambush. They walked in at the same time. Rachel from the front door, Emma from the side door. They saw each other across the living room like two cowboys in a western. Nobody moved. My dad was holding mashed potatoes and whispered, "Should I put these down?" My mom said, "Nobody's eating until you two talk." Then she walked to the dining room door and locked it. From the outside, she trapped them, with me inside. I'm collateral damage in my own mother's hostage negotiation. Rachel sat on one end of the couch. Emma sat on the other. I sat in the middle like a man between two bombs trying to decide which wire to cut. Silence for 3 minutes. Then Rachel said, "You had no right to tell me." Emma said, "You deserve to know." Tell her what? I'm sitting right here, in the middle of a conflict about something I apparently caused and nobody will tell me what it is. I said, "Can someone explain what's happening?" Rachel looked at me. That look wives give when the answer is going to change the next 6 months of your life. "Did you know your sister told me about Amanda?" Amanda. I hadn't heard that name in years. Amanda was a girl I dated in college for 3 months before I met Rachel. A relationship so insignificant I genuinely forgot her last name once while we were still dating. I called her babe for the last 3 weeks because I was too embarrassed to ask. "What about Amanda?" Rachel said. "Your sister told me you two were serious, that you almost proposed." I looked at Emma. "I almost proposed? To Amanda?" I took her to Chili's 4 times and she broke up with me over text because I didn't like her cat. That's not a proposal trajectory. That's barely a relationship. The cat was mean, by the way. It scratched me every time I walked in. I still have a scar. Emma said, "I didn't say you proposed. I said you almost proposed." I almost didn't because I never considered it. Not once. The woman broke up with me because of a cat. "You told my wife I almost married someone who chose a cat over me." Emma went quiet. Then she said, "I was telling Rachel a funny college story and I maybe exaggerated a little." "A little? You turned a 3-month Chili's relationship into a love story." Rachel has spent 2 years thinking I had a secret serious girlfriend I never told her about. Rachel said, "You never mentioned Amanda." "Not once in 6 years. Because there's nothing to mention. We went to Chili's. She had a mean cat. It ended over text. That's not a chapter in my life. That's a footnote. It's barely a sentence." Emma said, "I thought it would be funny gossip. I didn't think she'd take it seriously." "You told my wife I almost proposed and you didn't think she'd take it seriously? In what universe does a wife hear your husband almost married someone else and think, ha ha ha, cool fun fact?" Rachel looked at me. "Was it serious?" "Rachel, I ate at Chili's 4 times. I forgot her last name while we were dating. The cat hated me. She hated that I hated the cat. The whole thing lasted less time than most Netflix shows. It was 3 months of mediocre Tex-Mex and getting scratched by an animal that wanted me dead." The room was silent. Then Rachel started laughing. Not a little laugh. The real laugh. The ugly one she only does when something is genuinely funny. She was laughing at the cat at Chili's. At the idea that she spent 2 years not speaking to my sister over a woman who chose a cat over me. Emma started laughing too. Then they were both laughing so hard my mom unlocked the door to check if someone was hurt. She saw them crying on the couch and said, "Is it fixed?" Rachel said, "Your son almost proposed at Chili's." My mom said, "He can't even commit to a restaurant. How would he propose?" Even my mom. Roasting me at the Peace Summit. They're talking again. Brunch is back. The nickname is back. They look at me and laugh and I still don't know what it means. I don't care. The war is over. But Emma is permanently banned from telling stories about my past. She agreed. Rachel enforces it. Last week Emma started a sentence with, "Remember when Jake?" and Rachel held up one finger. Just one. Emma stopped mid-word. The treaty holds. The cat is still alive, by the way. Amanda posted on Instagram. Rachel follows her now just to look at the cat. She says, "It does look mean. It is mean. I was right. I've been right for 8 years and nobody cared until the cat validated me."